Damn, I love that song, dude. Great track. Thin Lizzy, one of the best bands, best rock bands of the 70s. I would say my ranking probably be Led Zeppelin up top because it's Led Zeppelin, and then Thin Lizzy right after that. But yeah, has anybody noticed how unbelievably loud my fucking laptop is? You hearing this shit? I mean, what's going on down there exactly, huh? Are we powering NASA? Yeah, keep revving up, dude. This we're really working a storm right now trying to get this camera running. Are we calming down? Are we calming down? Are we gonna calm down? Because I can't focus if this shit don't calm down. Anyway, speaking of annoying technology, has anybody noticed how games nowadays are just completely unacceptable when it comes to the technological aspect? I mean, I just downloaded Dead Space, the remake, 2023, and the most marveling thing about the whole entire project is the fact that it was only 33 gigabytes. 33 gigabytes? Really? That's honestly pretty crazy. Just for perspective, the Metal Gear Solid Delta remake of Snake Eater is over 100, I'm halfway certain. And that's a game that's even older than when Dead Space, the first one, even came out. So props to the studio for doing that. But I'm telling you right now, dude, I got a damn powerful computer. All right, it cost me like damn near over $1,100 to make, and it's a good graphics card. It's an AMD, which I understand. Yeah, AMD, it's just a cheaper than Nvidia. Nvidia is better, but I got it. It's a good, powerful graphics card. And you're telling me, dude, I can't run the Dead Space remake on medium settings at 1440p at a consistent frame rate? Maybe I don't know what the hell the issues are. It's a whole combobulation of issues. Okay, like I have to enable I enable VSync, and you get a smoother experience, but then your mouse movements are all delayed. So you're like, okay, well, the whole entire purpose of having a higher frame rate is so that you don't have delayed feedback in terms of your inputs. So I disable VSync. Oh, well, now the frame rate's all fucked up. Okay, well, now I turn on the DLSS. Okay, except DLSS and TAA and all these upscaling methods, they're not upscalers, guys. Like, can we please stop pretending that upscalers are in any way, shape, or form making an image or improving the gaming landscape in the slightest, okay? We were running into roadblocks where games were getting obscenely unoptimized and the frame rates are just absolutely abysmal nowadays. And rather than just fixing the optimization, which was never an issue, instead of trying to bother playing Dead Space Remake, which was setting my CPU temp to 95 degrees, like the maximum it can even tolerate, I said, fuck this, and I go and play Dead Space 2. In this game, I mean, I'm running at 1443, 341 frames per second. No major issues. The only issue I had was I had to go online and download a mouse fix so that we didn't have mouse smoothing. But beyond that, not a single issue. And in terms of the game, I don't need to mess around with the anti-aliasing settings. I don't need to dick around with any of that junk. It's just out of the box. The image is crispy and clear, and I don't have to worry about jagged polygons or pixeling edges from the aliasing problems. But in modern game systems, dude, they run into so many aliasing issues, and rather than doing anything about it, their whole idea is, oh, I'll just put a blur on it. And the most fucking messed up part about it is that the blur that TAA uses is less effective than a Gaussian blur that you can find in a reshade. Seriously, I went back and I have this reshade I've been playing with in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and using a Gaussian blur on that makes the image, yes, it's a blur, but it makes the overall image a lot more blended together and cinematic and cool looking. Whereas the blur that seems to be used on anti-aliasing, especially TAA, is just a complete joke that turns the entire image into basically if I drop the resolution down from 1440 down to 1080p. Okay, which is literally the truth. Because when I was doing the Dead Space, I was like, okay, well maybe I can drop back to 1080p instead of 1440, and that'll give me enough frame rates, and I won't notice the difference. Nope, it looks as if I turn DLSS on when I drop it down to 1088. So it's what's even the point here, guys? Why is this a mechanic? It's just so annoying to me how Games, this wasn't even a thing that you even thought of anymore. I can understand like the perspective of bloat, like, oh hey, the graphic, like gigabytes getting larger. That's completely unnecessary, I think, and a load of bullshit. But I can maybe tolerate that. But now that we also have aliasing problems now, why? This was never a problem before. I mean, you go back to like Half-Life 2, there wasn't aliasing problems in that game. Okay? Like, this was never an issue with aliasing, and now for some reason, damn near every single game that comes out today, I just have to go into it expecting that I'm going to have to go online and find some loophole to disable anti-aliasing because so many effects have been tied into this garbage effect. Okay, what's that channel name? What's the... Dude, seriously, do you guys hear my fucking computer right now? You would think I'm running the giga n-word best power efficiency, bruh. I'm putting on balance. Maybe that'll fix this. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Is OBS this much of a power fuck? Goodness. But anyway, but what's that studio? I think it's Threat Interactive on YouTube. Now, this guy is clearly a cornball, Threat Interactive. He says, because he comes out every single day and he's like, our studio is working so hard. I'm like, dude, you're the only one in these videos. You're the only one who's like on social media. Don't tell me that someone from your management team is responding to comments. It's you, dude. And if it's not you, you're just having somebody else say what you are saying. So that's corny, and I wish the guy was a little bit more transparent about that. But all the points he makes in the videos, they just make perfect sense to me, just from a consumer... maybe some people say, well, actually, he's downplaying what optimization looks like. But just from a consumer perspective, like, dude, I'm going back and playing Red Dead Redemption 1. The game is crispy and clear, no aliasing problems. You go and play Red Dead Redemption 2, dude, it's like the difference between anti-aliasing off and on is night and day. Like, the trees will literally change foliage from if the anti-aliasing is on or off. When it's on, it looks like a Bob Ross painting. When it's off, it actually looks like a damn tree. But anyway, it's just kind of upsetting that something that was never an issue, that was perfectly fine, is suddenly just shit. And nobody's saying anything about it at all. Like, I mean, even, and some people say, oh, well, people are noticing. Have you checked out the fuck TAA subreddit? No one's noticing, dude. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's perfectly content to seal clap. Like, even the Dead Space remake, like, everyone's gonna say, wow, this game looks so good. I'm like, dude, they force you to use TAA, and you force depth of field. And depth of field can look good, but this is one of the shitty, like, so many times depth of field is just blur everything except in the direct center of the image. And some people say, that is what depth of field is. No, dude, I've played around with Skyrim, EMBs, okay? I've seen what good depth of fields can do and add to the overall experience. This ain't it, cuh. This ain't it, cuh. Bring back classic gaming. And support indie studios. They're trying to do cool stuff. But I'm also kind of nervous because I'm seeing a lot of indie studios pop up. They're like right now, they're using the same format. Like, originally it was Outlaw's Vengeance, that indie project on YouTube. You know, and it's made by a guy he's just good at gaming the YouTube system. No shit to him. I think he just seems like a cool dude, like a genuine Assassin's Creed fan. But he just knows how to game the YouTube system with thumbnail and title engagement. And he brought a lot of attention around his big project. And, you know, good on him for being a guy who's like, I want to play an ideal Assassin's Creed game, so I'm just going to go out there and make it myself. Cool on that. And he drew all this attention for people being like, check it out, guys, we're using Unreal Engine generic assets to put this game together. And I'm like, it's Unreal Engine. I already know you guys are going to use a generic lighting system, and it's going to be unoptimized as shit, or it's just going to not be good. And then what do you know, a few months later, another studio has popped up, and they're doing the same exact thing this guy does, where they're putting out these little documentaries online saying, this is how we are changing up our parkour system. I don't even remember what the game is, but it's the same exact thing. It's an Assassin's Creed ripoff, but it's a female character, and they're like, we wanted her to move like a squirrel. I don't know. Dorks, dude. Everywhere you go, I guess there's no way to escape the soy.